Welcome back, and today I'm going to talk about my Georgia runoff predictions, so let's start. So first of all, if we look back to the last time this seat had a runoff, you can see that Warnock did in fact win in 2021 technically by between 2% and 2.1%. And now in 2022, with Herschel Walker, it is looking like Warnock is in a good position. As seen by the fact that in November he actually won, and not technically won, but he got a 0.95% lead over Herschel Walker, and here's the map by the way. The map shows you where Warnock is doing well and did well, while Herschel Walker needs to improve in a whole lot of areas in order to have a chance to win. And now let's go to what the betting markets are saying. So as you can see, Warnock almost has 90 cents compared to Walker's 17 cents, and if we look back to the 30 days mark, it's just gotten better and better for Warnock over the last month. And what I think will happen is that the markets, the closer we get to election day, will likely stay the same unless we see some major things happen. And now for the pollsters, there is actually a couple of them in the runoff section. So right here, yeah, the runoff ones, but let's just go to 538 where they do show the latest ones and more in depth. So Emerson actually did a poll, even though they had a howler in 2022. They actually, kudos to them, are actually trying, and they show Warnock winning by 2% or yeah, around that margin, while there's other pollsters like Phillips that does show Walker winning, even though I think there was, what, a 5% undecided voters into that one. Yeah, you can see right here, there's still a lot of undecided voters. While for Fabrizio, they do have the same issue where they actually do have Warnock winning by 4%, but there's still 2% of undecided voters, and it's almost election day in the runoff, so it's kind of a bit weird they still have undecided voters. But yeah, for Fabrizio it's okay because that was a bit long ago. But yeah, for the other polls, Frederick has this race as basically a toss-up, a landmark, which is a bit older. Did have this also as almost a toss-up, but oh yeah. Oh wait, I don't know why they included this one, because that's actually from the November election. So yeah, you can see right here are the polls, and it's looking quite well for Warnock. And let's go right here. So for the Georgia votes, let me see if there's any new updates just in case. No new updates, but before you get a bit confused, the reason why it's negative 45% lower is because it's still more days to come until election day, so these numbers are changing quite rapidly. And I think yesterday was 55 or 60 and already dropped down to only negative 45. And the way that Warnock can win is that the black vote needs to be quite stagnant from here on out. I think anything above 30% is still good enough for Warnock, but if it drops down below like 30%, 28% or around that margin, then that is where Walker would really make it competitive. But I still think it's going to be stagnant because the weekend is coming up and you're gonna see more people vote which are African American. While for gender, females are actually really voting a lot, and age-wise, there's more young people. I think it was more millennials and Gen Z voters that just turned 18 that are voting in the runoff, so that's going to help Warnock quite a lot. And there's just more statistics that you want to see right here. You know, you can pause the video if you want, feel free to. But it's looking like Georgia will have record-breaking turnout yet again, which is quite amazing to see and quite interesting. So for my final prediction on the runoff, with Brian Kemp, the governor, who won by 7.5%, let me see, yeah, 7.5%, not on the ticket, it's really looking rough for Herschel Walker. And the only way that Herschel Walker can win is if Democrats really throw the W and don't turn out on election day. And the only way that Herschel Walker wins is if basically Republicans come out big on election day on December 6th, and even in the best case scenario for Herschel Walker, it would basically be a toss-up, and for the Democrats, they have 2 scenarios basically, I should say 3 scenarios technically. So the best case scenario for the Democrats is basically a likely D win where Republicans basically don't turn up on election day, and they just don't, and Democrats do well with turnout wise, both mail-ins and on the day of the election, and that would probably help Warnock get to just above that likely margin. And I think the underperformance is if Warnock wins by less than 2%, which would be a tilt win. Still, that would be a pretty bad showing in my opinion for Walker. But for my final prediction for the Georgia runoff prediction, I will say that I have Raffler Warnock winning here by a lean margin. I think a lean margin of around 2% to 4%. I think Warnock will win re-election due to his incumbency and the fact that Georgia is just trending to the left more and more. So as you can see, for my final Senate map for the 2022 elections technically, I see the Democrats winning with 51 seats against the Republicans 49 seats. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video.